All right, so today we're going to be looking at Tesla. Tesla has been under selling pressure since, the beginning of 2022. So for the past full calendar year. And there's a lot of interest in Tesla, obviously, because it's had a spectacular run, has a really charismatic CEO, and is, a tech company with a lot of growth potential and disruptive technology. So we're going to be looking at Tesla today. So for a long time, I've been mentioning the price of 111. Well, we're below that price today. And the reason why I've been looking at 111 is because if you look right here, right where it is right here, this candle right here back in August of 2020, the high of this candle is 111.25. The very next week, the low of that candle is 111.52. So even though it's a 27-cent gap, which is, pretty small in terms of, the price of the total stock, it's still a gap nevertheless. And we know that gaps act as important areas of support and resistance, and that they're also kind of magnetic in terms of, prices kind of just gravitate towards those empty spaces on the chart. So I was kind of, anticipating we get a pullback to 111. So now that we went to 111, and then today we, made a new 52-week low and actually a 2-year low of about 104.95. So with that being said, obviously the trend is down. But now, I'm looking at a gap that lies a little bit further down, and that would be in this area here. So you see this candle here back from June 2020. The high of that candle is 81.87. The very next week, the low of that candle is 84.40. So, you're talking about, almost $3 gap right here, right? Which at this point, is, worth about 2.5% of the total price. So, that's a pretty big, vacuum right there. So, with that being said, I am anticipating Tesla to, retest this area right here, which is about $82. As you can see, we're not very far off from it, but that would still be, another 20% decline. And, I've honestly had people, say that I was speaking blasphemy, and, that may be good and well, but the trend is down, and, there are still gaps to be filled. And on a positive note, we do have a really oversold RSI right here. Obviously, that's, showing that the bearish momentum is a little bit exhausted. But with the volume being so high, I'm not so sure it's exhausted. So even though it's oversold and a lot of people like to buy here and try to get a relief rally, in this case, a relief rally would be up to the 200-day moving average. I'm not so sure that we're gonna get a relief rally. I would actually, prefer to see a lower low and maybe a gap fill to 82, with RSI making a higher low. So then we'd be talking about a bullish divergence. So a lot going on in the world today, a lot going on with Tesla stock, but I still think we got, about 20% lower to go.